Alright. Hello. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Daily Couch with Mervyn Dope. It's very nice to be here. Finally, we finally kick off the podcast. Finally kicking off the podcast. So this is the Daily Couch with Mervyn Dope. A long time coming podcast that was being overthinked and overplanned and never started, but we finally started. Shout out to DJ2daWorld for the encouragement, for the light. He recently posted that this is the time is now, to do this podcast. You just need to start where you are with what you have, you understand? And this is me doing what I wanna do, where I am with what I have. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Pardon me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dirty Couch with Mervyn Dope. And today on the Dirty Couch we've got Deezo2daWorld, aka Deezo2daWorld, aka Mervyn Dope, which is myself. And today I decided to start with this podcast. And on the first episode I've decided to give a breakdown about myself. So Mervyn Takuzong Potaringa is a Zimbabwean born young male who was born in Rimuka, Kadoma, June 7th, 1995. He was born to David Potaringa and Gloria Saidi, which are my parents. Shout out to my parents for always, for everything they've done for me. Shout out to them. And growing up, he stayed in Kadoma, he stayed in Harare, he later on stayed in Mtoko, then moved to Cape Town. And growing up, I can say I've always been, been taught to hard work, being respectful, really, and being humble, being a nice human being, really being kind, as much as I remember. So I grew up, we were not I grew up in a decent family, without a lot of male figures, if I can say it like that, because my mom and my dad were not always together. We're not always staying together because my dad had two families. My mom and dad were in a polygamy relationship. So, and then my dad would be warm some nights, some days, and not at some days. And he was actually a very good father. He taught me a lot. And my mom as well was actually a very good mother, and she taught me a lot. So I wasn't really raised by a single mom. But later on, then my parents did separate it. But though being raised, by a father who is there, my father was there. I can put it that way. But then I had to move to Harare at some point during holidays. And I think around grade 3, then I actually moved to Harare because my mom was always being in and out of the country, going to the likes of Botswana, Mozambique, later on South Africa, just looking for greener pastures. So yes, I remember a lot of times with my granny, a lot of time with my mom's sisters. I think we call them, I don't know, cousins, and my nini, and my guru, I grew up with those, all my guys. So As much as I remember, I was in a house just full of full of females. I grew up in a household full of females because it's like in my mom's side, it's like six of them. It's like six girls. So and my mom is like the third sister, I guess, cause yeah, my grandma Elisa. Oh, my mom was the second born. Yeah, my mom was the second born. She's the second big sister, and then yeah, so we grew up like that. So I remember a lot of times at my granny's side, listening to the radio because oh mom used to like to listen to a lot of we used to listen to a lot of radios. And thinking of it, sure hit me now. They used to have like those song books where they would just they would just write. They used to write songs. Yes, they used to write songs, and they used to dub songs to record back in the day because there was just the tapes. So they were that in love with music, and it's always it was really nice. And they used to like makeup. Growing up, they used to put makeup on me. I used to dress like a girl just for fun growing up, and I was like in the actor, because I'm so hyperactive, and I used to learn a lot from them because we had the same chores. Used to wash the dishes like everyone, sweep, mop the house, making sure that there's water because we stayed in the bed cottage where you don't have taps inside. So we just yes, they used to yes, and there used to be a lot of magazines around me because my granny, once they work, they used to when they throw out the stuff. We use the magazine to for fire and whatnot. Like in our black families, we things that another man's trash is another man's treasure. So they say so those things that were being thrown away there by my granny's work, we would take some of those things and we would select some of them. I used to remember there would be a lot of magazines. I used to read a lot of house and homes magazine, your people magazines, your drama, and I would be reading about celebrities, man. About what was happening in Scandal. I remember seeing the Table Mountain from a magazine. Funny enough, and right now when I'm sitting here, Table Mountain is somewhere just right there. It's quite cloudy outside, but yeah, man. So that's wow, yeah. So yeah, that's life. So yeah, I grew up in that kind of household where they used to just love music. It was just nice, man. My granny liked to bake. She used to bake a lot. It was just nice like that. We didn't have a lot, but we had happiness. That's the biggest thing we had. And said enough. My granny, may her soul rest in peace. uh she passed, yes, she passed. May her soul rest in peace. She's an angel now. Yes. And you know that was the that was me growing up. And then at some point when my mom had to move to SA, that's when I had to move to like a rural area where I was taken by my mom's younger sister to stay because they decided that I couldn't be alone because my mom left me. My mom, the way she raised me, she has a lot of trust in me. Like, she knows that she has taught me. Like, she knows that wherever I am, I can take care of this life thing. She knows she taught me well, like, to go and get it. And I always appreciate that about my mom because at a young age I could do everything. Do everything. Even my granny, like, when my mom tells me now, she'll be like, yo, your granny was so proud of you. She used to be like, yo, Gloria, your son, your son, you raised this son so well. I used to blame you that you used to beat him a lot, But I actually see now that you were what you was enforcing, because wow, I used to get a lot of hiding growing up. I think I was also a naughty kid. So my mom used to give me that hiding, and I think because my dad was not always there, so she kind of had to step up and be the man. So yeah, uh, I was like that. So my mom trusted, like, okay, she could leave me in Kadoma alone, and yeah, I was staying there. And uh, my mom's siblings, they decided, no, man, I should be left alone. Then I should go to the rural areas. Then I went to the rural areas in a area that is called Mutoko in Chikore district in Kadoma. Yeah. I stayed there, I think, for 2 years or something like that. That's when, wow, I really, whoo, yeah, that's when I think a boy had to be turned to a man. Like, wow, that was my, when a cow is being turned to a bull. Yeah, that was me turned to a bull. Like, whoa, I had the craziest experience of my life. That's where I learned how to milk cows, how to plow with cows, how to make fire, how to fetch firewood, how to fetch water from the borehole, how to uh, to do the whole farm life, that whole raw area type of life. Cause I never had that, cause I grew up in a township, and so township is suburban. So we were in a township, like in a very nice township area in Kadoma, in Rimuka. And then on holidays, I go to Harare, to Avonde, where my granny was working. And so in Rimuka, in some cases, like we have like small farms that is just like, it's not like farms. What do they call them? Like, it's just small areas where you can, they grow maize and stuff. So yeah, how to use a hoe, and stuff. But not that hardcore lifestyle that they stay in the rural area that I had to experience at that time. But I appreciate it because it turned me to a hard worker. Because when you Zimbabweans, when you come to South Africa, we come to work in most cases. So when I came to SA, like, remember my first job was just to be a garden boy, when I was like, I think 16 to 17, like a piece job that I've just got from, connections from the guy down the street. A man needed someone to just sort out his garden, and you could give them like 150, 200. And I was like, why not? I ain't doing anything. I'll get the jobs, because I wanted to buy me some, I wanted to buy me some sneakers. I wanted to spoil myself, because I was at that age, and it was like just peanuts for me. It was nothing. For me it was nothing. So it really, turned me to a man. It kind of taught me how to be strong. So yeah, and then I got introduced to music. Fell in love with SA hip hop. I think it was relatable. I think I just fell in love with the style, man. Cause yeah, I remember just freestyling back in high school. Going to school with my brother, Spose to T God. We call him with the before we started Ten Up Gang, which is a hip hop crew that I was with. When I started doing this music thing, we used to just to freestyle on our way to school. Listening to your Lil Wayne, your Eminem, your Drake, to your SA hip hop, AKA. I remember my first ever freestyle that I did. My first verse, I did it on Run Josie. I think one bro wanted us to do a song using the Run Josie beat, and then I wrote my first 16 on that part where AKA did it. It was just like I just switched the words, and it was fire. So yeah, man, I think AKA actually, may his soul rest in peace. He's like, he did a lot of inspiration on my musical journey, cause as well, mostly I was telling I was telling Jacques the other day, the other photographer who I'll be working with, shout out to Jacques, that a lot of my studio sessions are inspired by AKA, because like the way he used to set up his studio, like when he shows it on his Instagram and on his videos at some point, his studio camps were just always dope, man. Like the food, the chill, the environment. Yeah, you'll be like in a sitting room where there's like pianist, guitarist, the whole thing, and different producers at the same time. The whole vibe. Like, it used to inspire me a lot. It inspires me a lot, man. Or when I'm doing my studio sessions, like yeah, just give that vibe. So yeah, man. Shout out to AKA. Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. So yeah, that was me. Was inspired a lot by a lot of hip hop when started. Obviously Afro beats. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of Channel O, man. Like listening to the touchdown. I used to run home every time when I'm coming back from school to listen to Timbo Touch, because I remember when I'm doing my dishes, and I used to hate it on Fridays, because on Friday I had to go to work. Like I had to shift that started like at 4:30 around 5. Yeah. I was like a runner in a restaurant, so I used to hate it because I want to listen to the touchdown, and I could just listen to like 5, because I would put earphones on my way. If I don't need earphones, I would change the channel in the taxi, just to listen to the touchdown. Yeah, Timbo Touch. Yeah, he used to give a lot of motivation. Shout out, touchdown, man. Long live, man. Long live Timbo Touch. Long live. Yeah, man. The man is like really the guy. So yeah, man. I was mostly inspired by that, because I remember back in the day also the South African music. We used to watch it, from the TV, man. On Ezongido. We used to watch. I don't remember Live Amp and Club. Yeah, it was on channel. It was on DSTV. Man. Yeah, you could watch those back in the day. I remember. Yeah, I used to watch it. I used to watch Live Amp. I used to love Live Amp, man. I always wanted to. It was always my dream to perform on Live Amp one day. But yeah, man. I hope when they bring it back, I'm gonna be the first artist to be there, man. Yeah, SABC. You need to link me up. Yeah. So, yeah, man. That was me being built up. So then I started doing hip hop. Started doing hip hop with 10 Up Gang. We started. It was like the three of us. So this is how it started. Sports to kind of. I used to freestyle with Sports on our way to school. So then Sports to linked up with another bro, Twebi, and then they did a song. We did Twalata. And then Sports didn't forget about me. He came and hit me up like, yo, Mervyn, we did Twalata. Don't you wanna, come link up? Let's do. We wanna do another joint. We wanna do my police. I'm like, what? Let's get it. We went in studio. We recorded the police. We came with another one. We came with Jiver. It's lit. I'm thinking of other ideas. I'm going. Okay, so yeah, we were there. So it was the 3 guys, and then Twebi was, it was quite a creative. He was like, yo, we want girls, man. We highlight Numisa. Numisa did something. We had another Han. We had Tembi Lee. Then we stayed with Tembi Lee. Tembi Lee was staying. Other hands, they left the crew. So Tembi Lee stayed, and then yeah, we operate. And then at some point, I had to move to Jersey, and we were just having our ups and downs, as everyone does. And then I had to move to Jersey, come back. The crew split. I went back again to Jersey to study. Then yeah, at some point I put a single on my own. We Don't Sleep. And then I went to study back. I went back to Jersey to studied media. So then yeah, by that time I was just in and out. I was just inspired by the industry. I was just trying to explore much. I was trying to do modeling. I remember I did modeling with Tumelo or Runway October. I've always wanted to explore, man. So that was like after high school times. When one really is trying to find themselves, like what they want to do with their lives. and I wanted to study diploma in media practices. So I went to Boston. Boston Media House, studied, did very well first year. I took some subject with me next to the, I think, two, and then yes, man. But then yeah, I kind of started flopping, man. I started having ups and downs. Some wild things started just to happen. Like I remember things started going down when I lost my PC. I lost my PC. Like my laptop was stolen when I came to Cape Town. You know, my laptop got stolen where I was staying with my friend Vitalis, where he was renting. We left the keys with another bro. Like yo, uh, and then we came back. The laptop is not there, but the door is locked. Can you imagine, man? The door is locked, but the laptop was not there. Wow. Asked the guys, they don't know. Then, damn, went back to Jersey. I don't have a laptop. I still have to, now I have to pull some strings. I have to work on campus. Assignments are I'm getting behind, and I actually had to hustle for my money for scale, and I couldn't get a job at that point. It was just crazy, man. It was just crazy. Then I end up getting depressed. Then I failed, drop. Yeah, then I failed. Then the person who was paying for my fees was like, "No, man, we can't keep on paying for your fees. If you are failing, then you have to stop paying for your fees." And I was like, "Damn." Then lockdown happened when I was in Cape Town. Then I met with some other guys. We started doing my piano for 2 years. Did a lot. Then things just started happening, man. Yeah. Then started doing my own thing. 2023. I was like, nah, done. It's time to, I had to step up. Deezo2daWorld. That's when Deezo2daWorld came in. An idea that started in college. I think Deezo2daWorld started in college when I was doing this media thing. I was doing radio. I was doing like radio comedy, man, because I had a feature that was titled Booming Worldwide, where I just, make jokes about everything that is happening in the world. So I had a radio feature. Shout out to Tato Rams, man. Shout out to Rams for Rams actually believe in me. He's a very good radio personnel, one of the very top radio personnel at Boston Media House. At that point, he actually gave me an opportunity to do the feature on his show, even though I wasn't doing radio yet at that time. Like, yo, Mervyn, you wanna come through and do this? I was like, nah, dope. Actually, a lot of presenters wanted me at Boston Media House. Like, yo, Mervyn, you wanna come through? I still remember Zandile and Omo Homosi. Like, yo, Mervyn, you wanna come through and just hang out at the show? I'll be like, yo, hell yeah, you know what? Hell yeah, I would like to do that. Just go in, man. I just do my thing, So that's when I was like Mervyn Dope. Yeah, they started calling me, oh, Deezo2daWorld. Yeah. I think Rams, and the boys just started calling me that, Navolution, yo, Deezo2daWorld. I'm like, still just started happening. Then I started doing my piano with the boys, with Signature and Sam and Jayla. That's when we started like cause Sam and Jayla helped me a lot to to unlock other musical part of me that I didn't know that I could do. I could sing, like be melodic, cause I taught myself music. Music it's like a self-taught thing journey. I started writing on my own and just started, learning from whatever that is happening around me, just write about that to a point where I, felt like, no, I can't just do hip hop. I feel like, I think Jayla is part of that because he actually started to, help me to like, yo, just sing, just put that out, and so with my piano also started exploring a lot of different type of sounds, and that's when we started, just calling me, started discovering, because guys would just call me Deezo2daWorld. Then we were like, yo, but Deezo2daWorld is like the other guy, it's really different from Mervyn Dope, because Mervyn Dope was just like a rapper, came in as a rapper, because I used to like, just like being fashion, I used to just like fashion, dressing different, just being different. My energy just I'll just become, I don't know. I'll just go I don't know. So yeah, man. Then I decided like, like Deezo2daWorld is really like that guy, man. It's really, I felt like when touches me, man, Kanazwani wouldn't get me, it gets me. So I was like, okay, Deezo2daWorld is the guy. Like, that's where we discovered Deezo2daWorld. So yeah, man, that's where we find Deezo2daWorld, which is, and Mervyn Dope. So I think now Mervyn Dope is just like, the normal guy, and then Deezo2daWorld is the musician now who just go over boundaries, man, to the fullest potential of being musician and more. So yes, this is the beginning. So shout out to the couch. Shout out to the couch with Mervyn Dope. I am Deezo2daWorld. The Daddy Couch episode will be going on with more guests that are gonna be coming in to tell us about their musical stories, with, of course, Mervyn Dope. And shout out to today's guest. Shout out to myself for finally introducing the Daddy Couch. Actually, yeah. Shout out to myself for thank me for actually finally introducing the Daddy Couch with Mervyn Dope. This is just the beginning. Yes, sir. Okay, I hope this went well. Okay, it did.